Folks, this is live coverage from 1011.
Of Pawnee County, so that's certainly good news for Pawnee City folks and the rest of Pawnee County. So we would suspect that this polygon will be coming off in short.
This is live coverage from 1011 News.
Chance to do that, but now
you're hearing my weather radio go off. This is
from around Cook and Tecumseh back through just south of Auburn.
This is the one and only Antonio
into Falls City, and as Brandon mentioned,
this is the one and only Antonio 29ish coming to life from my bedroom this time.
So Brandon, if we can widen out,
we're showing you 1011 coverage.
Get Lincoln back in the picture
now.
So we are probably looking at extremely heavy rain moving through the Lincoln Metro right now.
Yeah, that storm's actually breaking up. We just got wind and a little bit of rain.
To step off and see what it looks like.
All the severe weather has now moved out of the Seward area.
Falling across the Lincoln Metro.
So I think we're in the clear.
We've got the flash flood warning that's in effect for a good chunk of the Lincoln Metro until 11:15 tonight for the potential of very heavy rains, and that some of that heavy rain is moving through right now. And as Brandon mentioned earlier, the National Weather Service is indicating that we could be looking at 1 or 2 inch rainfall rates an hour. So if we see rain for an hour or a little bit longer, you could be looking at anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain from some of this thunderstorm activity as it continues to roll through the city. So we've got severe thunderstorm warnings. In fact, Brandon, I'm going to let you line those up again, and we're going to start with the severe thunderstorm warning
weather coverage
in Lancaster County. So I'm going to give you a second to kind of line those all up again, and then we're going to go. Not concerned about that tornado warning. There's like nothing left now in the bulk of Pawnee County. So even though technically that warning is in effect until 8 o'clock, that storm has effectively exited the region there and has moved off towards the north and northeast.
This is 1011 coverage here.
Nemaha and Richardson County area. So once you get those all lined up, we're going to start you, keep it on this range and show that the thunderstorms with heavy rain moving into the center part of the Lincoln Metro and the line of storms that continues from Lincoln all the way back through Falls City.
Okay, and of course that blue polygon you can see is that flash flood warning that goes for central Lancaster County, including Lincoln, until 11:15 p.m. But we do have that severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Lancaster, western Otoe, southwestern Cass County until 8 p.m. for a thunderstorm capable of producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail.
I brought the camera back in because it was
per hour. Looks like
starting to rain a lot.
I believe they are. Looks like they're trimming it up a little bit there. There you can see in northeastern
I didn't want to get wet.
County,
the camera was starting to get wet,
at this time. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Johnson, western
which is a good thing I did because I've got 2 bars left on the camera battery.
Northeastern Pawnee County until 8:15 p.m.
So that means that here soon I'm going to have to charge the camera off
moving north at 40 miles per hour. Golf ball size hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts are possible. So that's the one you say you actually highlighted because it was one of the latest warnings that was just issued. Is again for eastern Johnson, western Nemaha, northwestern Richardson, northeastern Pawnee County until 8:15 p.m. for thunderstorms capable of producing golf ball size hail, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts moving north at 40 miles per hour. Also until 8:15 p.m. a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Nemaha. Northwestern Richardson counties until 8:15.
They're probably going to continue with this for hours, but I'm not going to film the whole thing.
Golf ball size hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible.
I'll turn the camera back here.
So again, that is a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Nemaha, northwestern Richardson County. And then we also have that severe thunderstorm warning until 8:15 p.m. for southeastern Nemaha and central Richardson County. That storm capable of producing golf ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as well. That storm is moving north at 35 miles per hour. So that is a severe thunderstorm warning until 8:15 p.m. for southeastern Nemaha, central Richardson, as well as southwestern Nemaha, northwestern Richardson counties. For golf ball size hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, those warnings going until 8:15 p.m. Mentioned that it looks like they have trimmed up that tornado warning for Pawnee County in the northeastern part of the county there until 8 p.m. So that is scheduled to go another 20 minutes or so, but would not be surprised to see if maybe that is canceled a little early, since it looks like that storm is moving out of the county.
I'm going to have you zoom into that area because we've got some damage reports now near Table Rock. That storm is still extremely intense. And in fact, a report now 1 mile south-southwest of Table Rock in Pawnee County, train spotter reports that 6 power poles have been snapped off, all leaning from west to east. So that's thunderstorm wind damage. That's what they expect right now. that
And then after all this moves out, we're supposed to
six
get
power
60
poles
mile
have
an
been
hour
snapped
winds.
in half
We're supposed
near
to
the
get bad
Table Rock
wind.
area. It's 1 mile south-southwest of Table Rock. So there's also the possibility that we could be looking at some of this severe weather, some of these severe winds associated with that line of severe thunderstorms. So part of Pawnee County continues under that tornado warning until 8 o'clock. So we are looking at very strong winds now, strong enough to snap power poles in half, at least half a dozen
That's
of them
bad.
Near the Table Rock, Nebraska area.
Yes, and again, we have those severe thunderstorm warnings. As I mentioned, that storm that's been moving out of Table Rock
And here comes
into
another warning.
portions of
My weather radio is
Johnson
gonna be
as
going
well,
off here
or
pretty
excuse me,
quick.
yes, it's part of Johnson and Nemaha
Gary,
counties was
I shut
capable
the
of
one in the
producing
living room
70
off,
mile per hour
so it
wind
wouldn't bother
gusts
Dad and
and
AJ
golf
or
ball
AJ
size
moved to
hails.
the
It's moving north at about
room
40
next to
miles
me.
per hour, so moving away from Table Rock. And
yeah.
right now you can see that storm is moving away from Elk Creek towards Johnson. So basically between Tecumseh and Auburn on Highway 136 is where that storm is currently at, moving towards Johnson. And then we'll see if this warning continues as it moves farther northward up towards Otoe and perhaps even Cass County. And then let's get a look into Lancaster County as we have some heavy rain. In fact, I say we take a look
We're
at Skyview.
going to take a look
right
at
now.
Skyview. I was just going to ask Alicia to punch Skyview up while you get a chance to reconfigure the radar there, and we'll move it back so that we can see a good chunk of the southeastern quarter of Nebraska. So this is our live Skyview shot looking back towards the south and west from Midtown Lincoln, the 1011 studios at 40th and Vine Streets. And again, the very heavy rain continuing to fall as we expected would be the case. We've been tracking that line of heavy thunderstorms as it continues to lift towards the north and northeast, and that's what's moving through central Lancaster County right now, where the flash flood warning has also been posted in effect until 11:15. So this line of storms continues from just to the north and west of the Lincoln Metro over portions of Seward County, all the way through the Lincoln Metro into Cass and Otoe County, then into Johnson and Nemaha County, and now it looks like
Nemaha, Johnson, Nemaha County
is exiting the Pawnee County area, but it continues even into Richardson County,
That's my cousin.
the northern and eastern portions of Richardson County. So this is the main severe
Hi.
wind out here.
I got one camera.
The next hour or so. And as this line of storms continues to lift to the north, this is your heads up in Auburn, this is your heads up in Nebraska City, this is your heads up in Louisville.
They're showing
these
Skyview.
storms together at their current intensity level. You're going to see some pretty hefty thunderstorm activity, the potential for some very heavy rains, some hail, and again, wind gusts between 60 and 70 miles per hour possible.
Yeah, and you can see those storms again, as you mentioned, making their way towards, so heads up towards Soresco. You're going to have some heavier rain moving in your direction there up into Saunders County. It looks like a lot of the activity that was starting to develop behind this main line is fizzling out. So as Ken was mentioning, this is going to be the main event here, I think, for the next hour or so. And as I've mentioned, we've already had some counties that were cleared out of the tornado watch a little early further to the west, portions of south central Nebraska, north central Kansas. They were in the
they
tornado
took
watch
York
till
out of
10,
the tornado watch.
and even some counties in northeastern Kansas starting to get cleared from that tornado watch, which gives us the indication of as this cold front continues to push to the east and we get that cooler air in place, we are looking at a less unstable environment, and so we will see this severe weather threat, I think, continue for another hour or two, and then I think we're more likely done in many locations, but still a heads up a little further northward. As Ken was mentioning, Nebraska City, I'd say up towards Omaha, Louisville, Soresco, you're still looking at that possibility of maybe some severe weather here as we head through the next few hours.
Let's take folks into Lancaster, Cass, and Otoe County. So if you can kind of square us up here, giving me room to stand, Lancaster, Cass, and Otoe. Again, this is a very heavy part of this thunderstorm line continuing to lift off towards the north and east. The line is lifting to the north and east, but you can see some of the individual cells are actually pushing back towards the north and west. So that certainly could clip northern Lancaster County, Saunders County, maybe even into Butler County with some of this heavy rain producing thunderstorm activity. Again, the line moving to the northeast, but some of these individual cells are wrapping around a little bit towards the north and west. So this is Lincoln. You can see the flash flood warning in effect till 11:15 this evening. You can see now we're starting to see the southern end of the heaviest rain still falling over Lincoln Midtown, still falling over southeast Lincoln, east Lincoln, but as it continues to lift to the north, you can see places like Hickman looking at either very little or no precipitation at all, and that will certainly be some welcome news as that line moves through. You can see that part of this polygon has been shaved, so now with this latest update, the polygon is about half the size it was. So southern Lancaster County, improving conditions for you folks, at least from a rain standpoint. And then as these storms, as this line of storms continues to lift to the north and east, we should eventually see some improving conditions in the Lincoln Metro as well. So this is the activity in Lancaster, Cass, and Odo. Very heavy rains continuing to fall from around Syracuse or just west of Syracuse back up through the Emerald area. The line is going to continue to push to the east and northeast. Brandon, if you'll take us a little bit further down into southeastern Nebraska now, so we kind of follow this severe thunderstorm line.
What are you going to do about it?
You can see Pawnee County here under a tornado warning for a huge amount of time. Unfortunately, now we've got severe thunderstorm warnings that continue for Johnson and Nemaha and Richardson counties. So even these areas now, you can see the southern end of that line where we should see improving conditions. That doesn't mean we still couldn't see wind gusts in excess of 60 miles an hour. Remember, we had that report of power pole broken near Table Rock, but things are improving now to the south or upstream from this particular line of storms that continues to work towards the north and northeast. Once again, Alicia, if we can, let's go to Skyview. You can see there, you can hear the rain pounding down.
You can't see me now.
I can't see
studios, and so once again,
actually, it can still see you because the light of the TV
is nearly zero. And again, we're not looking.
Actually, it still
can. I'm sure it's much better than
but camera only sees the shadow.
No, I can still see you.
Yeah, the camera only sees the shadow though.
No,
the camera sees the shadow.
The camera can still see you.
No, it can't.
That's going to continue for a while. So once again, when we get a chance,
yeah, I can.
Take a look at.
Now I can't because you're off camera. You putzola.
Watch area, Brandon, if you can find that.
Yeah, I did want to mention that tornado warning that was still in effect for part of northeastern Pawnee County, as we kind of showed. It was canceled early, so Pawnee County is cleared from that tornado warning.
That tornado warning for that northeastern corner of Pawnee County was in effect until 8 o'clock, and it was canceled about 15 minutes early. So that's certainly some good news there. So